Today I was going to talk about this Russian lawyer, woman lawyer, Natalia Veselnitskaya. She was a Russian lawyer, and she came over, I think it was last year. They had a big meeting at Trump Tower, June 2016, and at the meeting was Donald Trump's son, his son-in-law, and this Paul Manafort. I think he's been indicted, his campaign chairman, supposedly the meeting was about information that they could get and put on Clinton. It was right before the election, and that would help Trump. But the original information they gave out to everybody as to the reason for the meeting, she is a huge adoption lawyer in Moscow, this lady. And the way I understand it at the time, because we were putting these restrictions on Russia, they stopped letting American people adopt children in Russia, children from Russia, because of the sanctions that we put on Russia. And that was something that Putin did. And I don't know if they're still on there or not. I haven't checked. I could check. But that was the original purpose of the meeting, and she was a big adoption lawyer from Russia. Then after we got into this thing, the entanglement, then it came out, no, they were there because they had information that could hurt Clinton, and it would help Trump in the forthcoming election in 2016. So she's running around now, but she's back in Russia, and somebody wanted to talk to her, but she wouldn't come to the U.S. because she said it was too dangerous for her to come over here now. But she is also saying she can't figure out why Mueller doesn't want to talk to her or hasn't contacted her. You know, if he's supposed to be working this Russian deal, she's in the middle of the Russian thing, and somebody can't talk to her. This Senate Intelligence Committee talked to her, and she met with them in a Berlin hotel. She said, I won't come to the U.S., but I'll meet you in Berlin because I feel safe there because all this is going on. She's really afraid to come to the U.S., figuring somebody would kill her. But she's in a lot of things in Russia, and she represents this guy there, in Russia, who worked with a company called Prevzon Holdings Limited. And the company's owner is the son of a former Russian government official. Now, this son got in trouble, some kind of trouble, and she's representing him in the fraud. It's a money laundering scheme for $230 million. And she's representing him. It's a Russian tax fraud scheme. And another thing, he came over here with her, and they both went to Delaware, and they set up some companies, 3 or 4 companies, non-profit companies, which I don't know why, unless they were going to try to do some adoptions here or something, or send some Russian girls here that were pregnant and put them somewhere. But anyway, there's been no mention since about a year ago on what's happening with these 4 companies that she set up with this guy who, and her client comes from a very, very wealthy family over in Russia. So I don't know what's happening with that. But supposedly that was the reason she came to start with, which I think that was a lie, that she was here just over this adoptions because Putin put restrictions on them, and I don't know what she was going to do here unless she could get the U.S. to take off those restrictions, and then he would open up the adoptions. But that was a year ago. I haven't heard a thing on that since. But now she's saying that she doesn't know why Mueller hasn't contacted her and doesn't want to talk to her. Now, Mueller's supposed to be working all this Russian deal. He's not. He says he didn't take the case for Trump's lawyer, but this is right in his area. And she said, never heard from Mueller. He hasn't called me, contacted me. Now, she could meet Mueller in a safe place, just like she met these other people in Berlin, but I don't know if she'll come to the U.S. yet because she's scared that somebody might kill her. I think she has some children, different things, and she's afraid to come here, but she would meet him in another place because she says Mueller hasn't contacted me. And that's what she can't figure out. But anyway, that's all we have for today. We'll talk to you tomorrow.